Hello again, and welcome back to your daily dose of Dominions, turn 23, where the drama continues to unfold, and more people join in the ganking. I summon a bunch of Apsaras, Call of the Wild, Ogres, more Apsaras, and this is the first battle that we have so far. This is the Call of the Wild summoning. Spells, when you cast them, that affect provinces with units such as Call of the Wild, but also things like Teleport or Gateway or like Fairy Trot or something like that. Anything that moves units to a square triggers first. So the Call of the Wild hit this square before any movement happened into or out of the square. So I didn't actually plan for that, but that happened, and that's why he was still there and they all died. So there's that. Helheim continues unopposed into my lands. Hinnom himself moves unopposed into my lands. He's got, actually we'll watch this one, he's got Dawn Guards, which are his, I think, cap-only units. They're pretty strong. High protection and really high defense skill. A lot of Hinnomite units have really high defense skill, and that is aggravating to me. He's being led by a Melkort with a lot of gems worth of equipment. That's probably where he's putting his gems into equipment. I don't know if these two stack, actually. Maybe he's just holding on to them for another guy later. Let's see what his blessing is. Resist magic and blessing. Okay, so he's got air shield, reinvigoration, magic resistance, hit points, strength, and blood surge. He's got really high blood. He's got at least 4 astral and really high earth. And I think this is an incarnate bless, because if it's not, then all of the rest of these are blesses, and he could take that with a dormant or imprisoned pretender. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't really play into the game a whole lot. So he's basically doing thugs with lots of strong infantry units to back him up. So there's that. That's great. What's next? This one. Okay, you remember I said he can either go up north into my cave, which I don't care because that's a dead end, or he can go out to the west and into the heartlands of my lands, which I do not want. Turns out he actually did both. He sent all of his mercenaries into my heartlands area, and these guys got really lucky because I lost no one and I killed all of his mercenaries. And this is why, because I paralyzed him turn 1. So yeah, and then once that happens, the archers pretty much are not a big deal, even though they keep dropping arrows directly onto my mages, which is terrifying to me. But I managed to be okay. I've got a blessing off, so they're all blessed and they're going to have regeneration. So not a lot, because he has only 7 hit points, and he's retreating. But I think that these guys break and retreat before I retreat off the field, because he only has map move, or combat move, combat speed 2, so he's going to take forever to get out of here. And it doesn't look like he actually retreats because there's no retreat details. So I lose nobody, he loses everybody, which is great for me, but also really lucky. And then the red mines is where he sends his giants, and he has no troubles with the Zots. Now this, no, not that one, sorry. This is me moving my sneaking werewolves that I had already successfully summoned into the tile, because I thought, A, he was going to move out, B, these guys would support and arrive at the same time as the werewolves that I just summoned. I was wrong on literally all counts, and in addition to that, he gets more reinforcements. You remember I said, oh, this is probably like half his army or his whole army on my fort. Well, turns out it was half his army. Here's the other half of his army. If they get to me, that is going to be worse pain than I'm already in, I guess. Also, you remember I was moving my sneaking guys, my sneaky army, quite substantial number of sneaking armies off in order to go raid some more. They got caught immediately, right, leaving the fortress. They were apparently really loud and people saw them, and then they were like, oh, hey, monkeys, let's go kill them. And they succeeded at that very well. Only 16 of them made it back alive, and my chieftain was not among them. So that's great. All right. So this is where Helheim is moving. He's in my cap circle now. This is where Hinnom is moving. And he can only really move up here if he wants to only attack me. Now, you haven't seen a whole lot of messages from Helheim, because most of my conversation with Helheim has been through Steam. There's no dedicated Discord for this channel. And over time, Hinnom also wound up I wound up transitioning to Steam chat for conversations about this game. But over time I learned that they are actually allies, at least for starters. When they started ganging up on me, they were like very coordinated about not bumping with each other and taking lands. They probably must have said, you know, you take these provinces, I'll take those provinces, or something like that. I don't know exactly how that works out, because obviously they're not going to tell me. But yeah, so that's how that works out. I'm hoping and guessing he's not going to move into my cap, though considering the ease with which he's been wiping me out, he could very well do that. But I'm actually going to move here and try and intercept him. Who am I sending there? I'm sending a bunch of monkeys, Communion Master with Light of the Northern Star, and then I'm pretty sure I rescript him, because if not, that would be really funny. But I guess we'll see if one of the gurus retreats right at the beginning of the battle. Most of them are paralyzed, especially these guys are set to paralyze. But yeah, like I said, I've only got like 2 and a guru who are going to be paralyzing, and they're not going to paralyze right away because they have to wait for Communion Master and Light of the Northern Star, which is 225%, so it'll be like half the battle before they even start paralyzing, which against Helheim with their super speedy cavalry is probably not going to do super well for me. I don't have, well, okay, I do have him blessing, but I want them all blessed, so I'm throwing all the blessings on there, and then I'm going to summon elementals, and I'm moving out with a bunch of Yavanas, all of my Apsaras that I just summoned, and some ogres, and we're going to see how well that works out for me if I run into them there. In this province, I am taking full advantage of the fact that he left, and I took this back unopposed. You remember I had them all break siege because I was expecting a huge battle here? Well, he left, and this is why, ladies and gentlemen, it is very beneficial to you to scout ahead of where you move, because he did not, is my guess, know that he was going to show up here and then see Ermor right there and be stuck there and have to turn around and come back. So he has to turn around and come back, and I'm waiting for him now. You think that you had it bad before? Well, the Pretender's coming out now and going to be waiting for you. So I have a redundant Divine Blessing because he's going to be in the battle. I got the elephants with him. Very high morale on him. I could have just put everyone on him, but they have as much morale as well. Let's see if this would have given them more morale. It would have, but I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot at the end. I have all of these guys out. Still should have set them to fire large monsters instead of nothing. And so they're going to hold an attack. They're going to attack closest. So which one was this? This is just one flank, and that's another flank. And then the so I killed all the archers, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll put the elephants on one side instead of the middle, and I guess I just left it at attack archers. He's going to Light of the Northern Star right away, and that's good because he is an innate spellcaster, and so all spells are cast at 100%, even Light of the Northern Star, so that's going to be up real quick. And he has the Clam of Pearls, so I'm not burning any gems for it. I'm going to do then Summon Earth Power afterward because I want this up really quickly, and then Strength of Gaia and Paralyze. And I've got some Earth Gems, but I don't really expect him to use them, so that's not a big deal. And I have a lot of yogis who are going to Paralyze. Again, didn't script these guys. I don't really think I had a whole lot of good stuff for them. Mostly just personal spells, which is unfortunate, and then elementals. I could have just, say, summoned a bunch of elementals scripted. My Earth guys, I want Summon Earth Power. That would have been good. And probably, well, I don't need Blessing because, yeah. And the Water guys, I would probably want something like Sailor's Death or Curse of the Desert, something to give the Giants Fatigue or something like that, and then elementals. That would probably be good, but I don't really have a whole lot of damaging spells. And then I'll start off the battle with a bunch of paralyzes from my guru. Alright, yeah, this didn't end well for me, but TNG has been making headway here, so that is good. I am going to sneak and take a look back here and see maybe if I can watch this battle. I assume TNG is going to attack here, or Niflheim's going to attack here, or both, and we'll see which one they fight in. He did have quite a substantial army there. And I don't know if I said or not already, but he recruited the swordsman mercenaries, and they're probably going to move on top of here in order to join that. I have no counter to Hinam at all. This is one army, and this is my other army, and that's it. Other than that, I have a literal handful of guys and some yogis and gurus in a fort, and that's all. That's all I can do. Let's see if I got messages sent. No, I sent all of my panic messages last turn. I don't know what Yomi's gonna do. He's got some guys here, but I think he's watching this and being like, I don't want to get in the middle of that. He doesn't have anyone here to jump me, and he would probably clash with Helheim if he did. Airmore, I did tell him I expect to die, and he can attack me if he wants. So we'll see if he takes me up on that. He's got a bunch of terracotta soldiers. That is a pretty big army, though, so we'll see what he does. Other than that, my research is Conjuration 5, but that's not going to be for a while. And that's all for this turn. A lot happened. Some good for me, some bad for me. But overall, I'm still very much on the back foot against 3 invading armies. So, onwards and upwards, my friends. Have a good night.